Welcome to the Wyliefisherman. Today is going to be a new start for a new segment I'm going to call Thorax Thursday, where I'm going to tie a fly or two and kind of step you through what I do and how I do it. Obviously, I'm not the greatest fly tyer in the world, so give me a little bit of slack on this as I start to learn. And when I make mistakes, I'll point them out to you afterwards or during the next segment. So today we're going to start with the one of the quintessential flies that should be in anybody's box. It's good for trout. It's good for bass. You can use it on bluegill, crappie, white bass. I've caught white perch on it as well. And it is the woolly bugger. It's a very basic fly. It's pretty easy to tie, and I'm going to start with it today. Anyway, I'm going to tie it as a number 10, and I have a number 10 mustad hook. I'm going to throw in my vise here just to get going. Again, give me a bit of slack if I do things differently than what you would do. I apologize. And then my first step here will be to grab your thread. This is 8/0 thread, black, and get it wrapped onto your hook. And I like to cut the tail off. I don't like to have a bunch of extra stuff floating around on my flies when I'm tying them. First step that I do, and I know that this is different than what a lot of people do with the woolly bugger, is I take a chunk of marabou. A lot of people like to use the whole tail. To me, it just seems to have a little bit too much to it. I know it's a very successful fly, but I like to rip some feathers off of the marabou and give myself a little bit of tail. I leave about half on the hook, half off, and we'll just pinch it in there and get it bound down a little bit and go down just to the tail of the hook here, just about there. That's kind of how I like to have them in there. I like them to stick pretty much straight out the back end of the hook when the fly is done. Next, I'm going to use a piece of hackle and get it wrapped on so that when we're ready to go, we can wrap it back up the hook. Strip off the bottom of the hackle. I'm using grizzly today because it's what I had. I like to tie them black on black a lot too, but this is what I happen to have in my box today when I decided to start doing this segment. So we'll get that tied in there. It's ready to go. And then you need a piece of black chenille. Now this chenille, a lot of times you can strip off the end of it and kind of bear it out, but for some reason this chenille does not do that well. So what I've been doing is clipping this just a little bit with the scissors and giving it a haircut and get it tied in and tied onto the back as well here. As you can tell, I'm a master. I keep hooking my end of my hook here with my thread, so hopefully I won't break it while I'm doing this segment. Alright, there we go. I'm going to take my thread and run it back up to the front of the hook. Trim this garbage off. Now there are a bunch of different ways to tie this fly. I have 4 basic variants that I've been doing. Again, I'm not a master fly tyer. I used to be much better when I was in college and high school because I had a trout stream right down the creek, right down the street from me that was stocked. But anymore I live in the south, so we've got more bass and catfish and crappie. So anyway, take your chenille. And I like to just rotate it this way. Yes, I know I have a rotary vise and I should be just twisting it, but old habits. Just run this up the hook. And get the end, get it wrapped in. You don't have to wrap it in too tight. I do have a piece of chenille sticking out through my stuff here, so I'm going to take it, clip it off. Next, you need to palmer this piece of hackle. Now, like to just go against the grain with that. And I do have hackle pliers, so I'll do the right thing today. Alright, so take your hackle pliers. Give it a run up the hook. Get the end, take it, keep your bobbin a few more wraps, take the hackle pliers off. Kind of makes me sad because I see a bit of wasted material here today, but oh well. Use the rest of the chenille on another one. Look at that. What did I tell you? I knew I'd do something stupid. Okay, so now we're moving on to how to save your fly after you break your thread. So, I do have the hackle still on. So, while it is hanging, get this here. Yeah, I know I'm awful. Okay. So, we're back on track now. We've got some thread going, we've got our hackle run up the hook, and we've got something that resembles a woolly bugger done. Trim without trimming my thread again. Trim up some of this extra hackle I have here. Give myself a few more loops. Now comes the fun part. This is a tool that I just got not too long ago. I always just used half hitches, but I'm trying to force myself into using it, and I am definitely not proficient with this. So, as I screw this up, get a good giggle out of it. I tell you, you'd have a good time with this laughing. Okay, so let's start this back over again. We got this in here. Got it, so it looks like a number 4, which it's supposed to. 4 wraps on there. Now it's supposed to just pop off. Oh wow, it actually worked that time. Congratulations, you get to actually see me do it without fighting with it for 20 minutes today. Alright, there's that. Take a little bit of head cement. Dump it all over your fly desk. As you can tell, I'm not going to edit, so you'll see that. That's a good job. Get this on here. Put the lid back on. It's all as though that ends well. I'm going to cut this video short and clean up my fly tying desk, but here you go. There's a woolly bugger. That's what it looks like when I get done with it. This is the first variant. Not weighted, not ribbed. Just a straight up black with a chartreuse yellow tail. And anyway, tune in next week and see how I fare cleaning this nasty mess up. Thank you and welcome to the Wyliefisherman.